Good morning, children. In previous video, I explained about the changes of humans' life. First, the humans were hunters and gatherers, and how changes came in their life. From hunters to gatherers, they became farmers and herders. What were the reason? I explained already, and I explained about how they started agriculture and which animals they domesticated. Okay, and what were their use. And after practicing agriculture, they started community life. No, they started to live in a community life. Now I'm going to explain about the tools, pottery, invention of the axle, and many more. So first is the tools. So which type of tools the early humans or the humans used? In the age of Paleolithic, the humans used the stone tools. In the Mesolithic age, they used mixed stone as well as the metal tools. But in this period, from farmers and herders, they used better and more effective tools. Okay, because they started practicing farming. So it is the demand for the better and more effective tools. For that, they they developed different types of tools like a sickle and reaping knives. They developed to harvest crops, and heavy tools were used for digging and leveling the land. For agriculture or for farming, they used level land, and they need to dig the land also. So they used heavy tools for digging and leveling the land. And they use grinding stones also for processing cereal and other plant food, because some uh, cereals and the plants they wanted to grind, so they used grinding stones. And they use stone axes. They used stone axes to cut down trees and the mattocks. Okay, and mattocks they used to break up the soil. And stone was ground and polished. They polished that stone into sharper. This stone they polished, and the stone was ground and the polished into a sharper and more refined implements. And the wooden plough was invented during this period. Wooden plough, I think you have seen. You see in this picture, you know, a stone axe. This is the stone axe hammer with convex side. Now next is the pottery. Pottery means the object which they made from clay. The pots were needed for storing excess grains and milk. Pottery means pots. Why they needed pots? Why they needed pots? So as they started practicing agriculture, so they need for storing, because sometimes the grains they produce excess grains and milk and water. So for storing, they need to store these things. What things they need to store? Uh, they store grains, milk and water. For storing all these, store करना मतलब उनको रखने के लिए they need pot. And during this Neolithic age, the human learned to make vessels of clay. Vessels means pot, बर्तन. So काहे के बर्तन बनाते थे, काहे के pots बनाते थे, clay के. clay means मिट्टी. And then bake them on fire, और फिर उसको वो आग में सेक देते थे. And the pots were also used for cooking and eating. ना, these pots sometimes they use for cooking and sometimes these pots they use for eating. Okay, and these Neolithic pottery, the pottery which are developed in Neolithic age, especially in northern India, it was black grey ware. Black grey ware with a matte. What is the meaning of matte? Matte means not shiny. है ना? So the pottery was black grey ware and with a matte. Matte means not not shiny. So this type of pottery they used. Why they needed the pottery? For storing excess. Excess means extra. जो चीज़ उनके पास ज़्यादा हो जाती थी उस चीज़ उनको वो लोग स्टोर करने के लिए पॉट यूज़ करते थे. See one picture. Here the pottery, black and grey color and design also. Here this is the jar with a spiral design from around 4000 BCE and the Zoemon period of ancient Japan. And the next is invention of axle. What is their observation? According to their observation, and they invented axle. Axle is one of the greatest invention of the Neolithic humans. In Neolithic age, the people invented so many things like agriculture. They practices agriculture. They started to herding the animals and they started to live in community life. Okay, different types of tools, different types of pottery, and now they invented axle. Now, what is axle? An axle is a shaft on which the wheel rotates. What is axle? An axle is a shaft on which the wheel rotates. Axle वो होता है जिसमें wheel गोल गोल घूमता है. So the invention of the axle allotted the wheel to turn freely. It had various uses. है ना? As they invented axle, so in that axle they fixed the wheels, and through this axle the wheel turned freely, and it had various uses. What were the uses? The potter's wheel was used to work clay to make better pots. Potter's wheel, आपने देखा होगा जो बर्तन बनाने वाले होते हैं वो लोग एक व्हील यूज़ करते हैं, पॉटर्स व्हील यूज़ करते हैं, उससे वो बर्तन बनाते हैं. एंड हैवी ऑब्जेक्ट कुड बी ट्रांसपोर्टेड ऑन व्हील्स. है ना? व्हेन heavy object transported from one place to another, so they used wheel. And it improved transport and quickened the pace of development. Because of this wheel, that heavy object can transported and quickened the pace of the development. So they transported these heavy object very easily. And possibly the wheel was used to spin cotton thread which could then be woven the clothes. And this wheel they used to spin cotton. Spin cotton means धागा बनाने के लिए. कॉटन थ्रेड आपने देखा हो, गांधी जी एक चरखा लिए होते थे, है ना? सो दैट व्हील वॉज यूज टू स्पिन कॉटन थ्रेड विच कुड बी वूवन इनटू क्लोथ्स. क्लोथ बनाने के लिए जो धागा बनाते हैं, थ्रेड बनाते हैं, उसमें व्हील का यूज़ होता है. एंड द ओल्डेस्ट सर्वाइविंग व्हील हैज़ बीन फाउंड इन मेसोपोटामिया इन इराक. सो द ओल्डेस्ट सर्वाइविंग व्हील The oldest surviving wheel has been found in Mesopotamia in Iraq, and it is believed to be over 5000 years old. Okay, so this is the invention of axle and uses of wheel. Next is religion. Religion. So there is not much to know about the religion of early humans, and probably they worshipped nature in its mysteries, and they worshipped nature in different forms. In the cave painting of Old Stone Age, humans were hunters and they had a magical or the religious significance. What were several statues and the figurines of Mother Goddess have been found at Neolithic sites. So during this period, Neolithic period, several statues and the figurines of the Mother Goddess, figurine means statue, and the pictures of Mother Goddesses have been found there, which suggests that they were goddess worship. And over a period of time, the dead and their worship assumed importance. So, about the religion, no one know about much. Next is ornaments. Ornaments. What type of ornaments they wore? The people made ornaments of conch shell. The humans or the people made ornaments. Ornaments means which they used to wear. The people used to wear in their neck, their nose or ears, and hand and legs. So ornaments what they used to wear according to their choice. So the people made ornaments of conch shell in lapis lazuli, turquoise, beads, and all these things. So remain of necklace, bracelets, and earrings have been found from the Neolithic sites. You can see the different types of beads they used to wear. Stone beads and pendant from a Neolithic settlement in Britain. Next is, here is given case study. Already I explained about the Neolithic sites. So first one is the Mehergarh in Pakistan and Burzahom in Kashmir. Now Pakistan is a independent country and the Mehergarh is in Pakistan. By 7000 BCE, the communities in western Pakistan were living in permanent settlement. And there the main activities was begin to change from hunting and gathering to farming. And the astrologist discovered one of the earliest human settlement in the world. Archaeologist means the person who is the person who are studied about the ancient sites or the weapons and tools. So they found that the human settlement in the world at Mehergarh, Baluchistan provinces, Pakistan. And the Mehergarh was continuously inhabited from 7000 BCE to 2500 BCE. And the main crops were barley, and the animals like sheep, goat, and cattle were domesticated. So mainly the people grow barley, and the animals which they domesticated were sheep, goat, and the cattle. And the people of Mehergarh also cultivated, not only barley, they cultivated wheat and the fruits, and they also hunted also. And the ornaments and the figurines of seashell, stone and copper were buried with the dead. Okay, and tools, what they used, the tools made of polished stones and the bones. And there was no pottery in the earliest stage. Instead of the settlement stone, they used woven basket coated with the bitumen. Bitumen is a metal. It is like a tar-like substance. Black color का metal होता है. The people started making pots of clay, and the pottery was simple handmade coarse ware. Okay, and around 4000 BCE, a new kind of barley was grown which required irrigated field, and this point to improvements in agriculture techniques. And the pottery, and after that they started new style pottery of new style and kinds, and they cleanse for baking the pottery and used. Timber also started used for building houses. So this is about the Mehergarh. And another site found in Burzahom, it is in Kashmir, and it is something about unusual about the earliest Neolithic homes at Burzahom. They are below ground level. Okay, and that below ground level, that is called pit dwelling. The people dug pits into the ground with the help of stone tools. Then they plastered the sides of the pit with the mud, and the pits were usually round or oval shape, and very few were rectangular in shape. Okay, and they also made the tools out of animal bones and antlers. The bones tools included harpoons for fishing and needles for sewing and arrowheads, spearheads and daggers for hunting. So this is the uh, Neolithic sites which is found in Burzahom. Now your homework is to learn this glossary. Now all of you see the glossary. Food gathering means collecting naturally available food like fruits and vegetables. Harvest means to gather ripened crops. Domesticate, to make fit for service to humans. Division of labor, different person engaging in different occupation. Megalith, large stone memorial. Terracotta, hard and unglazed brownish red pottery. Reap means harvest. Matte, dull or not shiny. So now your work, you all have to learn this glossary. Okay, now thank you.